Welcome to Project Red.
Walk like an Egyptian.
I'll swallow your soul!
うまかった。
何よこれ、助けて。
Remember to click like, subscribe, the bell notification, and whatever else YouTube has you clicking on to support us. What's up, everyone? I'm Takashi Yamada from the Toku Animation News Network. Today I'm taking a look at the 16th installment to the Metal Hero franchise, Robo Kabutack. As B-Fighter Kabuto's production was wrapping up, Toei commissioned its successor to be a series revolving around Sea Warriors. That idea was scrapped as Japan suddenly saw a surge of comedian-led variety shows, and Toei wanted in on the action, shaping their next installment, Robo Kabutack, after that. Of course, the Metal Hero series were all about heroes stopping evil threats, so they had to combine the best of both worlds. Additionally, to appeal to kids, they harkened their character designs back to their very first kid-oriented tokusatsu series, Ganbare Robocon from 1974. Robocon featured oversized, clumsy robots with good hearts, and that is exactly what Toei wanted to recapture with Kabutack. The insect motif of the last two B-Fighter series upped the ratings from the last several entries, and as such, it was decided to retain that aspect for the newest series. Takashi Yamada was hired to be Kabutack's head writer, removing Junichi Miyashita, who had been the big dog since Exceed Draft. Kabutack would go on to be a success, sometimes hitting double digits in its viewing numbers, something that the franchise hadn't done in years. Finally, Kabutack became huge in China to the point where the show has been consecutively broadcast ever since, with Toei recently producing a couple of Chinese exclusive specials. Wait a minute. But I thought Kabutack was supposed to be such a bad series that fansubbers refused to touch it. Have I been lied to? I guess the only way to find out is to watch. The Heroes. Kabutack centers around its titular hero and a plethora of companions, human and robot alike. Our series kicks off with a brilliant scientist named Toruhiko Koenji building his first of 10 robots, Kabutack.
睡眠学習プログラミング開始スターピースを頼んだぞカブタ。
3 years later, Toruhiko has disappeared and his family, compiled of his son Masatora, grandson Yuzuru, and daughter-in-law Madoka, are in the midst of moving into a new house in Asahi Town.
おかしい。あれこっちにも
また買えばいいじゃないか。
そういう問題じゃないのよ。あの中にはお金では買えない大事なものが入ってたのよ。
There, Yuzuru uncovers Kabutack and the two become great friends.
よく寝たカブ。なんだ君は。僕カブタック。よろしくカブ。
Yuzuru discovers a hidden message found within Kabutack from his grandpa.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Seriously though, it is revealed there is a mystical orb that has been separated into 13 pieces, simply known as star pieces. Legends dictate something magical will happen when all 13 are gathered. But in the meantime, each piece will grant its wielder a single wish for anything their heart desires. And thus, Yuzuru and Kabutack begin their quest to find the star pieces.
トラックを元通りに仕上げようよ。わかったカブ。スターピース、トラックを元通りに直してくれカブ。 The duo will befriend several others who help them in that endeavor, on top of those who want the pieces for evil. Well,
kind of evil, but I'll get into that later. Kabutock was voiced by Takeshi Kusao.
大人のくせに涙目になってるかぶ。うるさい。とっとと出てけ。ああ、そんな。
噂通り変わった喋り方をしてるね。
ああ、今度歌手になる先生かぶね。
そうかぶ。国立純一郎かぶ。
ああ、真似しないでほしいかぶ。
Maji Ranger fans will know Kusao as Smokey the Cat. In addition, he has been a multitude of characters across Toku and many anime shows, including Trunks in Dragon Ball, Ko in Sorcerer Hunters, and Coco in Precure 5. Kusao also plays Yuzuru's music teacher and is the singer for the opening and closing themes.
真似なんかしてないかぶ。
二人とも声がそっくり。
そうかぶか。
Kazuki Futami played Yuzuru. He retired from acting after the show was done to pursue a career in soccer. Kabutock is an easygoing robot who tries to do right by his friends, especially Yuzuru. However, he seems to be deathly afraid of Madoka and will do whatever she orders of him when it comes to her family. This includes following Masatora around when she's thinking he's cheating on her, an act that revealed he is secretly part of a rock band.
イエーイ。パパさんかぶ。嘘。
かっこいい。
決まった。
パパもあんなおじさんだったらいいのにな。
And to make sure Yuzuru does not destroy a failing test paper before coming home.
せーの。
ひどいテストは見逃さずママさんに頼まれたかぶ。
カブタック、ゆずるが学校帰りにテストを捨てたりしないよう監視するのよ。
Which ended in hilarity because there was one episode where he was going to throw his test in a pond, and later they found his mother's test in the pond with the same score.
落合まどかか。
落合まどか。ああ、落合まどかといえばママの昔の名前だ。じゃあママもお小遣いなしだね。
落合まどかさん。
When things go bad, Yuzuru can use a controller device his grandfather created to transform Kabutock into a super form.
Change Super Mode!
君の勇気がこの胸に熱く響いていい感じ。ビーロボロ一番星カブタック。
He also has a couple of add-ons, such as a flying mode through a robot named Tobamaski,
神フォーメーション。
ぶっ飛びカブタック。
one that allows him to swim, and a giant wheel mech called Denden Roller who helps Kabutock get across town in seconds.
おうよ、任せとけ。
What I love most about Denden Roller is the irony of him being based on a snail. Denden Roller is voiced by Kaku Ranger in One Piece's Kazuki Yao.
おうよ、おいらの名はデンデンローラー。この世にロボット数々あれど走りにかけちゃおう。
Their best friends are classmate Kuronosuke Kichijoji and his B-Robo companion Kuwajiro.
僕は殺傷児童会長の吉祥寺蔵之介。今日からうちに転入してくるんだろ。迎えに来たんだ、豊くん。
Kuronosuke is the son of a construction company's vice president, though he ended up running the company when his dad ran away. It is revealed his dad left because he felt Kuronosuke could run the company better than he was able to do so, and unofficially left it in his hands.
何が成金建設だっつーな。
あ、ごもっともです。こちらも精一杯仕事をさせてもらっていますので、どうか。ありがとうございます。よろしくお願いします。
To further the sadness, his first friend after moving to Asahi Town when he was 6 died in a traffic accident.
交通事故で死んだんだ。
蔵之介くんがまた友達がいなくなったらかわいそうだっておもちゃを届けに行く途中で。
Or so he claims. For all we know, Truck-kun isekai'd him into another realm. Kuranosuke is the smartest kid in school, being given the nickname Mr. Asahi Elementary. Kuwajiro typically works at the construction site to show his gratitude for Kuranosuke adopting him, as it were, after he woke up and had no idea what anything was.
右も左もわからんでうろうろしちょったおいを助けてくれたんじゃ。うわ、危ない。
Usually he will assist in acquiring a star piece, but there are times when he will go back to work if he feels the job needs his immediate attention. And like Kabutack, Kuwajiro can transform into a super mode through a device Kuranosuke calls into.
Change super mode!
Super change!
Miyabi Kimura was Kuranosuke while Kuwajiro was Daiki Nakamura.
クワジーロ、説明してやりなさい。
詳しい。男は黙って説明するたい。
Aside from being Billy Kane in the Fatal Fury anime series, Nakamura was also the voice of Jill Fiza in Go Go 5.
おいはカブタックにわい。
直接くれればいいかぶ。
愛奪される喜びはまた格別ばい。
かぶ。
The interesting thing about Kabutack and Kuwajiro is that they are the only B-Rebels that have human companions. All of the others are more advanced and can transform on their own, if they have a super form to begin with. The sole female B-Rebel is Tentalina, who does not. Tentalina spends her life as a temp with what seems to be a new job every episode.
テントリーナ、
タンジさん。
ちょっと出かけてくるから留守番頼んだよ。はい。それじゃ。
She's not a very good fighter, though she too will join in battles when necessary.
テントリーナ、俺が相手だ。
望むところよ。
However, she's also quite vain and devious, as in one episode she wasted the wish of a star piece to make her chest bigger.
私の胸を元の大きさに戻して。
Worse, she knew what she did was wrong and hid that fact from the rest of her cohorts.
ごめんなさい。スターピースを使ったのは私です。テントリーナ。
Hikari Tachibana is the voice of Tentalina.
B ロボシリーズはカブタックの後にもいくつか作られたの。私は10番目。実はトラックを盗んだ連中も B タイプなの。それにもっとタチの悪いのもいるわ。
While Tentalina does not have a human companion, she is best friends with another classmate of Yuzuru's, Sayori Mitaka, as they live in the same apartment complex. Sayori is a ball of energy who loves to cook and help people out, but like Yuzuru, she bombs her tasks badly.
さよりちゃん何やってんの？5点？さよりちゃん僕より点数悪いじゃん。だから流すんじゃない。
She can also get obsessed when it comes to treasure hunting.
そんなの冒険ならないじゃない。
おい、危ない。
Yuka Koide is Sayuri.
そんなことない。うまい剣の方が100倍惜しいわ。
いいのよ、さゆりちゃん。同情してくれなくても。
同情なんかじゃない。私屋台の頃からうまい剣の味知ってるもん。
Next up is the super serious Dongoron, the show's triple changer. He can transform into a super mode without a human companion, which he initially mocked Robocon and Kuwajiro for. And because he is based on a pill bug, he can also turn into a giant wheel. It also doesn't help that the training program that was inserted into the capsule he was dormant in was damaged before his awakening, leaving him unable to distinguish friend from foe despite his strong sense of justice. As such, he can easily be manipulated into helping someone he shouldn't. He loves Dango and decided to support those who were of the same mind. This in turn led him to befriend a traffic cop named Miki Nakano.
我々は仲間です。一緒にスターピースを探しましょう。ミキさん。
あら。
Unfortunately, due to his faulty programming, he is unable to tell one woman's face apart from another and assumes any woman he meets is Mickey.
ミキさん。俺、あ、ミキさん、こんなところに。わあ、俺、あ、ミキさんいるではない。あ、ミキさん。
Donguran is probably my favorite of the heroes, as I just love how insane he can be, which is all thanks to the talented Koichi Tochika. Tochika has been Daigoyu in Shinkenger, Autorox in Justy Risers, Hyuga in Naruto, Irigor in Fairy Tail, and Kotaro in mythical detective Loki Ragnarok.
半人前だからだ。
僕が半人前？
お主はスーパーチェンジするとき、ゆずるの力を借りなければならん。これが半人前でなく。
The final companion to Kabutack and Yuzuru is Motoko Kumai's Girotan.
スーパーチェンジ！
This robotic frog acts kinda like a scout, as he will often send mechanical tadpoles across Japan to keep an eye on adversaries and star pieces. He was also the one Todorohiko entrusted Kabutack's upgrades to, ordering him to only reveal them when the time was right.
これを使うのだ。これ何かぶか？博士が君のために用意しておいたドリルとパーツだ。
In his first adventure, it is revealed he is scared of Cobrander, one of the villainous B-Robots.
蛇だ！蛇は天敵なんだよ！蛇だ！怖いよ怖いよ怖いよ！
My favorite moment with Girotan comes from an episode where another villain, Sharkler, has captured most of the other B-Robots and stands on the other side of the cage to pretend he has been captured as well.
やっぱり残りはカブタックとユズルだけか。え？なんでゲルタンが？行く。自分はゲルタンを捕まえた覚えはないっすよ。しまった。
The most notable anime character Kumai has done is Lee Xiaoran from Cardcaptor Sakura. She's also Greta in Kyo Karamao, Nataku in X, Boingo in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and Kaoru in Flame of Recca.
スターピースは遥か大昔の宇宙から飛んできたと考えられている。いつどこから誰が何のためにスターピースを地球に送り込んだのか。
Given the results of acquiring a star piece, fights often break out amongst the good and bad B-Robots, as everyone wants to have a wish. A neutral machine referee named Captain Tomborg always appears in random skies and will force both sides to compete against each other, with the winner being the one who receives the star piece.
一つ、悲劇は絶対せずに二つ、生は見逃さず三つ、見事にジャッジする審判ロボ Captain Tomborg!
At the start, Tomborg just randomly decides what type of competition to hold. Sometimes he thinks of it based on objects that are around him, as he did when he went with the basketball game.
け、バスとけ、バス、け。そうだ、今日の対決はバスケットボールだ。
Later, he will have the Captain Roulette that he will throw a dart at to decide the game's themes.
それでは本日の対決はキャプテンエアホッケー。
Some of them are typical, like soccer,
頑張ってゆずるくん。え？おい！ほら。
rugby,
何やってるんすか？何でもかんでもやらないたいよ。
wrestling,
What? オラオラオラオラ。
etc.
ど根性。カブタックスーパー一本背負い。
一本、それまで。二本目は世紀の決闘七並べ。始め。
Others, not so much.
キクタクボンボン、友情なけりゃ地獄を見るぜレース。用意、スタート。
These include a cooking contest,
あ、入れすぎじゃねえか。
作ったことないんだから仕方ないでしょ。サンキューテントリーナ。
さすがさゆりちゃん。
ナレトルトです。
spouting riddles,
朝は4本足、昼は2本足、そして夜は3本足。ズバリこいつは何だ。
朝、つまり赤ちゃんの時はハイハイで4本足、立って歩けるようになって2本足、おじいちゃんおばあちゃんになると杖をついて3本足。だから答えは人間だよ。
正解
writing love letters,
違うそうじゃねえあダメだ俺作文苦手だよ
おいもや
staring contests,
怖いがな
プープー
and carnival games.
これだからうまい
男は黙ってスーパー連続発射バカ野郎真面目にやれ
Tomborg does not tolerate cheating, as Kobrander and his cohorts learned at one point.
制裁だゴッド反動敗者退場
He's also a bit sexist, I think.
でもさゆりちゃんとテントリーナは
今日の勝負は男の勝負そんな予感がする
The legendary Gory Daisuke voiced Tomborg. Anyone who is a Dragon Ball fan should know him as the original voice of Mr. Satan, along with Bass from Dead or Alive, among many others.
それでは第2回スターピース争奪スーパー朝日杯サッカー試合開始
About 2/3 into the series, Tomborg faces a moment of weakness that causes him to upgrade himself, and we know this because his blue stripes become red ones.
夕日に染まって帰ってきた新生審判ロボキャプテントンボーグただいま剣山
Apparently that made him stronger.
このパワーあふれる美しい真っ赤なバディ姿
Tomborg is a pretty fun character whose repetitious nature was played for a nice joke at the end of the series when his introductory trilogy of banter put the cast to sleep.
3つ見事にジャッジする審判ロボキャプテントンボーグただいま剣山この勝負私が預かる
He also doesn't know Captain is spelled with a C, not a K.
でも招待状には KT って
キャプテントンボーグすなわち KT だ
キャプテンは K じゃなくて C よまったくちゃんと辞書引きなさいよ
The villains. Well, I guess it's a bit misleading as the villains aren't really villains, as they're not exactly evil. They're more like rivals. Kobrander, Spydon, and Ganaran are the main antagonists. Kobrander initially wanted the star piece to become the ruler of the world, only to wanting a chocolate shop employee to love him.
スターピースを手に入れバカな人間どもを支配するのだお前らには渡さん
ごめんなさいコブちゃんのはこっちだったの
Kobrander is devious and will cheat whenever possible if it will accomplish his goal. Such is the case when everyone was engaged in a singing contest and he had a professional singer behind a curtain he lip-synced to. Dai Matsumoto portrays our vicious snake in the grass. Matsumoto was the voice of Muteki Shogun in Kaku Ranger, Hakaider in the 90s Hakaider film, Donnie Wong in Rasafan, and Shaft in a few Castlevania games.
あいつらたこ焼きパーティーやろうとか言っておきながらどこへ行きやがったんだあないちっと持ってねえじゃねえか
Spydon and Gunran are Kobrander's henchmen who he took under his wing after paying off their dinner bill when they got caught trying to dine and dash. As such, they have an undying loyalty towards Cabrander and will do whatever they can to serve his needs. Ganaran loves to get drunk thanks to a former alcoholic owner and wants to use his wish to have unlimited alcohol, while Spidon desires infinite amounts of money.
100万ありゃ酒が飲み放題で100万言うたら1円玉100万枚やんか
You know, considering how twisted wishes get in this day and age, wishing for money is probably the safest bet. All three machines can transform without a human companion, but what I love most about Ganaran is he walks sideways like a crab, which costs him a sumo match in one episode.
譲るの勝ち
俺の負けって一体どういうことだ
勇み足
しまった
Gingaman fans will most likely know Spidon's voice as Chufurin played Bucrates there, while Hisao Egawa is Ganaran.
確かにあるなねえなんか飲もういや飲みたいけど金がないわ金ならここにあるあそうやここに餃子があるんや
Egawa has been many monsters throughout Sentai, though his biggest role was Basan in Goanger. Last, but not least, is the one B-Robo who could actually be considered truly evil, Sharkler. He's so evil, he has to regularly brush his corruption out of his teeth.
Ah, yes.
Sharkler was Torihiko's most powerful creation, being able to sustain his super mode for 15 minutes. He has an X-scar on his nose caused by Torihiko after he went wild beating Cobrander down during a training exercise. As such, that, and what he learned about humanity, set him down the path of the dark side. Or maybe it was listening to Torihiko sing that did it. Either way, you can't blame him, right? He's aggressive, conniving, and will trick those around him to do his bidding, as he did to Dangaran.
集めた6つのスターピースのかけらは先輩が持ってるんじゃないんすかカブタックドームにあるでござるなぜ1号機のカブタックなんかが持ってるんすか
And his wonderful personality is enhanced thanks to the voice work of Shigeru Chiba.
よーく覚えておくであります自分が封印から出てきた以上スターピースは誰にも渡さないでありますわかりましたね
If you don't know who Chiba is, go watch Kyorujir, for he is the voice of the weapons on top of being the first Kyoru violins. He's also Kabuki Boy in Die Ranger, Buggy in One Piece, Kafka in Final Fantasy Dissidia, and both Raditz and Garlic Jr. in Dragon Ball. There are some humans who do occasionally team up with Cobrander and his crew to get even with Yuzuru, Kiranosuke, and Sayuri. These include Akira Ogikubo, Reika Okubo, and Taru Koganai. Akira is a bratty boy who desires to be better than Kiranosuke. Reika is the youngest of 3 siblings from a rich family who always thinks she is in the right. She is first seen trying to run a small family out of their ramen business, which really kickstarts Sayuri's tension towards her.
包丁も握ったことないお嬢様に料理の味なんて分かりっこないそうだったら2人で料理を作ってどっちが美味しいか勝負しませんこと勝負
Even her sisters partake in one of her schemes.
ガニランスパイ
ミスター
Lastly, Taro is a greedy curmudgeon who owns a pawn shop on top of hosting a TV show where people bring in objects they think might be worth something, and depending on how much money it will make him, he may lie to them about their true value.
ズバリこのお値段です
おーっとこれは大暴落だ
残念ですこれはコピーですでもどうかがっかりなさらないでください
It is eventually revealed he was raised to be like this by his mom, who is equally awful.
息子よ これももらうよ。あの掛け軸。なんだ。この
母ちゃん母ちゃん。
それとあれと。
He will often team up with Cabrander if it will benefit him. Actor-singer Hiramitsu Suzuki is absolutely wonderful as this over-the-top, cunning little bastard you love to see fail, and yet somewhat feel sorry for by the end of the series.
私が欲しいのはこんなガラクタではありません。スターピースです。
でもスターピースはよ、見つけるのが大変なんですわ。
スターピースを持ってきたら100万円払いましょう。
The Mecha. There are two mechs. The first is Todemo Jaws. Torahiko created this machine using a wish from a star piece and then hid the machine until Sharkler found it. Tondemo has two forms, the first being more shark in design while the second is more humanoid.
Double Super Change!
Interestingly enough, the suit itself is full of reused parts, taking pieces from Jet Garuda, Gojujin, and Great 5. To combat Tendemo Jaws, Yuzuru and Kabutack use a star piece to create Dodeka Kabutack. Dodeka Kabutack flips between a tank and a robot mode. I do like the design of the robot mode, which really screams B-Fighter. These mechs seem rather pointless as they amount to nothing in the long run. They don't really fight it out in the cityscape, so there's nothing too much in the way of miniature work needed. Sharkler uses his to cheat at a game of tug of war. The effects and music. The effects might be Kabutack's worst aspect, while the music is pretty solid. Mostly. The transformation scenes utilize the oh so glorious CGI of the late 90s. It looks pretty bad, especially Tomborg's ring pulse. Given this isn't a traditional Toku series, there's really no fight choreography or camera work to talk about, though there are some good camera techniques used in an episode revolving around a ghost that are fun.
Kabutack, koi. ちのスイカは苦いぞ。スイカ、私もそろそろ成仏しなければ。ありがとう、スイカを愛するカブタック。
I did like the underwater sequences that occasionally occurred.
やはりそういうことだったか。
よし。ピリッとミサイル。
Katsunori Ishida helmed Kabutack's score, which is quite whimsical in nature while also having bits of drama when the need arises.
Boss time!
簡単ですわ。うちのラーメンの方が美味しいからですわ。
コブランダスパイドン、何やってるカブ。
この店を渡りたいんか。ワイに任せりゃ大丈夫や。ほら行きましょう。はいはいはいはい。
ちょっと何すんのあんた。
It's a fun composition and fits the show's themes quite well. Although the music for Tandemo Jaws is kind of on the cusp of plagiarism. Ashida has also done work for some of the Japanese Transformers series. While the theme songs fit the childlike tone, I can't say I am a fan of them. The opening is titled Kyoku Tadashiko Kabutak, while the ending is Gyakuten Rock and Roll. Both are fun, just not my type of music. The episodes. Kabutak is very episodic, and yet, it's a lot of fun. Toei wanted a show that was completely geared towards children, and that is exactly what we got. However, if you can look past that and enjoy the series for achieving that vision, you will find yourself in for a great time. I was laughing my ass off throughout the series. I enjoyed almost every minute of it.
これより延長戦に入る。100円玉がないので。
マダム？
Oui, monsieur.
行きましょう。行きましょう。行きましょう。はいママ、はいよ。
鍋焼きうどん食べて温まるんだって。
Oh my god.
The biggest negative I really have is how repetitious it gets. Nearly every episode plays out in the same manner. A star piece attaches itself to an object and either powers it up or brings it to life. Then our robos head out to catch it, get into a fight, resulting in Captain Tomborg appearing to turn it into a competition. The winner gets the piece, and then we rinse and repeat. You might be asking yourself, now hold on a minute. I thought there were only 13 star pieces. How can there be one in every episode? Well, the answer to that is quite easy. There are fake star pieces about. They hold the same ability as a real star piece, but the moment the winner of the contest touches it, it disintegrates.
それはスターピースもどきよ。スターピースもどきって？スターピースと同じような能力はあるけど、力は長続きしないし、願い事を叶えることもできないの。
Why it specifically waits until after the competition is done to reveal itself as a fake bewilders me. It just does. You would think if it was a fake, the moment Tomborg imprisoned it, it would disintegrate, and yet it doesn't. I was kind of hoping the series was going to be split up into 2 arcs, with the first featuring the cast collecting the star pieces, while the second would be the fallout from doing such. Sadly, that was not to be the case, and the show really is just going after the pieces 51 times over. Worse, given Torihiko has already used one wish to create Tandemo Jaws, that means there were only 12 pieces left to use across the series. There is an occasional twist played off to surprise you. Still, once you've seen one episode, you know how the rest is going to play out. Thankfully, in spite of all of that, this show is so damn entertaining you can forgive it for its mishaps. The only episode I can truly say I disliked was 29's The Mysteries of B-Robo Revealed. And that was because half of it was a friggin' clip show. Well, that and Yuzuru wasted a wish to teleport his grandfather from the temple he was studying at about the star pieces to him, which was kind of annoying and selfish.
スターピースちょっとでもいいからおじいちゃんに合わせておじいちゃんに合わせて
あらららららららら。
It also didn't make sense since his grandpa teleported back a few minutes later, though that could have been from not knowing the exact wording of his wish, given I don't have subtitles.
May the Schwartz be with you.
I do want to say that despite being aimed at children, it did not shy away from mature topics. Yeah, there was the one with Kiranosuke's dead friend I mentioned earlier. Another had Ganbare getting a bit weird when a star piece attached to some shampoo, and anyone he sprayed on it fell under his control. He made young girls dress very questionable for him.
こんなにモテていいのかな。まあいいか。
But hey, it did lead to a hilarious dress-up scene.
踊り子です。ガニラン様にお仕えしたいのです。
どこが踊り子よ。コブランダとスパイドンじゃないの。ガニラン様にロボットは入れないようにって言われてるのよ。 カブタックとクワジーロじゃロボットだとバレてしまう。
まあ失礼しちゃうかもね。
じゃあどうすれば。
あやし。
いや
ロボットじゃないわ。合格。
There's also one episode where Tomborg's contest has Yuzuru and Kabutock trying to talk people out of harmful situations, and his family members are in the starring roles. He has to convince some loan sharks to not force his dad to drink a vial of poison.
死んで払ってもらおうか。
そんな。
いいんだ、もう他に手がない。
And later rescue his mom when she jumps off of a building.
生きてても仕方ないのよね、私なんか。
For kids? My favorite episode comes right at the end of the series with episode 48, the Red Oni Extermination that brings good fortune. It is the day of Setsuban, or the day before the start of spring per Japan's original lunar calendar. When Madoka was a child, her grandfather forced her to throw rice at him whenever he wore a demon mask. This act left a mental stain on her to the point that on this day every year, she will throw rice at practically anyone she sees resembling one. This could be a delivery driver to even Kabutock. The situation escalates as a star piece attaches itself to Kabutock. Wait. Did she just pull out a machine gun that fires rice? Suddenly everyone is after Kabutock, including Yuzuru, who becomes a cowboy wielding rice-firing revolvers. I love this show. Things get even more hilarious as Taro whips out a rocket launcher and fires it at Kabutock. Better still, Captain Tomborg joins in on the fun.
審判ロボキャプテントンボーン。
早くこのスターピースを剥がして対決を始めてほしい。
鬼は外。
痛ても。
いかん。
This episode is just batshit insane and I relished every moment of it.
なんだこれ。
みんなボールを投げろ。それ。
The specials. Kabutock had a single special back when it first aired in Japan for Christmas, and two recent Chinese ones. The Christmas special features Yuzuru wanting to end his friendship with Kabutock because he's upset everyone ignores his birthday due to Christmas. He joins up with some new robots that were supposedly sent by his grandpa called the A-Robos.
私は高円寺虎彦博士に作られた A ロボアースドラゴン。同じくスカイハイ。
同じくシーガイア。
実は B ロボは全て失敗作なのだ。
確かにみんなドジだわ。
It has a bunch of laughs in it, but it may end up being the most traditional Toku-like adventure across the entire series, even down to there being grunts.
カブ来やがったぜ。ショート。
All of the B-Rebels team up to save Yuzuru, and we even get an appearance by Blue Beat and Kabuto.
B-Fighter!
高い B-Fighter たちよ。
行くぞ。
There's also a nice little surprise by Ayako Fujitani, who is playing Santa.
君は親友なんでしょ。親友ってのは必ず仲直りできるものなの。こんなことで友情が壊れたりしないものなのよ。
本当かぶか
Can you imagine the rage if this series came out today? Overall, it was a fun little bit of filler. The last 2 years have seen some specials done in China, which is a bit odd to watch given the Japanese voices are ingrained into my skull, but here, I'm hearing them in Chinese.
我们先打份工，熟悉熟悉这里吧。
哎，我们就去那边火锅店吧，那边闻起来实在太香了。
Tomborg sounds the weirdest. Granted, he was Gory Daisuke in Japanese, and then he's this in Chinese.
有和平星的地方就有我蜻蜓队长，这场和平星争夺赛就由我来做裁判。
In the most recent one, Kabutack and Cobrander are transported from 1998 to 2024 and spend the next several months working for a restaurant. Meanwhile, a creature called the Nyan Beast turns people into slaves using a book and social media.
原来如此，这法宝可以夺走人类的梦想，让人类成为我年兽的牛马。
He has to battle our heroic duo in a competition hosted by Tomborg, who win thanks to a couple of retcons I can't discuss without spoiling the end of the series. It was pretty good and the music was awesome too. Toei knew exactly what they wanted Kabutock to be and never let up, resulting in one hilarious spectacle. Therefore, I am going to give Beetle Robo Kabutack a nice, fun 4 out of 5 grown-ups in spandex. I adored this fun little romp and highly recommend it to anyone who's willing to set aside their adult desires. It may be a bit repetitious, but it was well worth the watch. Check it out. Until next time, bye.
Oh my